So, you screwed up.
So you finished F12, but you discovered you had 2 cross edges swapped. So here's how to fix it. Take the side cross piece and take it out with a slice move. Move it into where it belongs using M', and then take this cross piece and put it back into here. So if you practice it, it could look like this. If you have 2 cross pieces swapped early on, as in you haven't solved any other F12 pairs yet, or the only pair that you solved is the one on the other side, then what you can do is just swap these two using R and D moves. So that's by putting them here and doing this. Take this one out and then replace this one. So that would look like this. So keep in mind that if you do it this way, it disturbs all 3 pairs around the 2 cross edges. It doesn't disturb the one at the back. So if you solve the one at the back, that's fine. But if you solve any of these, then if you've only solved one of them, you can just take it out before doing the fix and then putting it back in. If you have multiple pairs here already, then I just recommend doing the other way because it saves all of them and you don't have to think about how you can save them. If you have 2 opposite edges swapped, then you can do M2, U2, M2, but you can also do a lot of advanced things with this as well. So what this does for the top layer is everything moves around by a U2 except for the M slice. This gets preserved. So if you notice 2 opposite swapped edges, you can choose to do M2, U2, M2 at any time during the solve. That can be during F2L, OLL, or PLL. So an example of how you can use this during F2L is for a case where you want to split up the pieces, specifically if you want to split it up to move to the other side. Then here you can just do M2, U2, M2 to fix the cross, and that will also pair up this. Or if you just have a bad case that you would prefer to be split up, then that also works and turns it into a better case. An example in OLL is if you have the bad awkward shape OLL, then you can hold it like this so that this edge is going to stay, but then these 2 are going to move over here and make it a square shape, and all the square shapes are really good. So M2, U2, M2, and now you have a much better OLL. And lastly, if you use it during PLL, you will get a case that is not a normal PLL, but these are what you can see on 4x4, and this M2, U2, M2 basically does the same thing as PLL parity on 4x4. So that's getting a little bit more advanced, but you could know that, for example, here, if you do the M2, U2, M2, you'll get J-perm, and if you do it from here, you will get something bad, G-perm. So you would prefer to hold it like this first before doing what is basically PLL parity, and then you get a much better PLL. Or you could ignore everything I just said and just do it as soon as you realize you messed up the cross, because this is not something that should usually happen. So if you get to OLL and then do the OLL and realize you actually didn't finish F2L and you have an edge still on top, then make sure you know how to insert this without having to do another OLL afterwards. So if you put this in with the beginner method, then you have to do another OLL afterwards. But if instead you solve the edge like this, then you can skip the OLL. So this trick is just hold the edge on the front, move the edge in here, and then solve this pair, but not the normal way that you may know from here, but from here instead with R, U2, R'. That pairs them up, and you just insert it. And not super on topic, but just because I've been showing what to do when all yellow's on top, there are ways to just solve F2L pairs like that while preserving all of OLL, and that's shown in this video. On a big even number cube like 4x4 or up, you may mess up the color scheme, which you may not notice until you insert an F12 pair and this happens. I know 2 good ways of fixing this, and one of them is like this, wide R2, F2B2, wide R2. And now the colors are correct and the pair will end up in the wrong spot, but you can just ignore it, solve something else, and then this pair comes out and you can just insert it properly. Another way of fixing the centers is by doing M2 and then wide U2, and then again, M2, wide U2. As for which you should pick, just whichever one you think you have a better time memorizing. It's not super important as this shouldn't happen to you that often. So this one is when you're solving at an official competition and a centerpiece pops out. Oh no, how could that have happened? It's okay if one centerpiece pops out. It can be any centerpiece, it just can't be one of the outer pieces. And you can just keep solving if it doesn't affect your ability to solve. And then you can stop the timer and say that you're done, because even with one centerpiece missing, this counts as legally solved. If you take out another centerpiece, then it's no longer solved. So if 2 pop out, you have to put at least 1 in before you end your solve. And this also applies to 3x3. So if one center cap pops out, you can just finish the solve and stop the timer before you put the center cap back in. And of course, whenever I tell someone about how to fix a cross mistake, they'll ask me, is it ever faster to make that mistake on purpose because the cross is too hard if I don't do that? The answer is always no, just make your cross correctly. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.